new box kit. Now this is the unassembled version of the box kit. It's a front and a back and 4 sides. Pretty simple stuff. And we've been wanting to do a box kit for quite a while, and we messed around with the finger joint style of the ends, and there was trouble with the plywood warping and how do you deal with the warpage. This style, this box kit, eliminates almost every one of the problems we had with that original version. You don't really even need clamps, you just need a bit of glue and a couple of heavy books. I think that's what you used to put that one together yesterday that you'll see in a minute. So this is how it comes to you, 20 minutes, a little bit of glue, a couple heavy books. You'll have a box kit put together, and this was designed specifically for use in building cigar box guitar style instruments. So yesterday I said, Glenn, here's the box kit, make an instrument out of it, and that's what we have down here.
Which is really cool stuff. I gotta say that part of what I'm excited about is that we've taken the opportunity to give more options to builders to harness their own capabilities and their own creativity to build their own boxes, which goes a long way towards eliminating some of the frustrations with getting quote unquote the right box. I still receive like a lot of questions about, you know, what's the right size box and how do I find boxes, and is it an all wood box or is it a cardboard box? And while I'm a huge proponent of using whatever you have available to you and not being too picky, this is a terrific opportunity to be able to have something shipped to you and that you can assemble yourself. It's enormous. It's going to put out, you'll see in a second here, it puts out a huge amount of sound. Very thin, not very thin, but I mean it's a thin wood box, so that allowing the lid to vibrate a great deal, producing, especially the volume, the size inside the box, it produces a great deal of volume. Sorry, Ben.
Well, the front and the top and the bottom are 1/8 inch Arctic birch plywood, which is a really nice, thin, acoustically tonal plywood, and then the sides are 1/4 inch birch. So the sides are a little beefier, they give you that structure, and then the top and bottom nice and thin for the acoustic properties. So,
sorry. It's super easy to assemble. I just simply laid down the bottom piece and then assembled the sides, and they're all, it's like super simple like notches that you just, easy like Lincoln log type assembly. Applied thin beads of glue to around all the edges that would be touching one another. Left the lid separate, and then put after applying glue to all those edges, I did not apply glue to the edges that would touch the lid. Put the lid on. Put, like Ben had said, a couple of books on there. Let it sit for. Granted, I was rushing things because I was excited about it, so I only let it sit for about half an hour. But you know, you should probably follow the instructions for wood glue, which I think is like an overnight.
No one ever does.
Ridiculous.
Who has time for that?
Who does have time?
Nobody.
And so to take it further, in order to fasten the lid to the box, I didn't want to glue the lid to the box. I'm not a huge fan of that, in that, knowing me, you oftentimes need to get back into the box for some reason or another. So cut these little posts out, these are like little 1/2 inch piece posts, and glue them into each.
Scrap wood, you know, whatever you got.
Yeah, and this is pine. I mean, it's nothing, you know, you can find it almost anywhere really, and it's glued one into each corner, and then simply notched out the neck in such a fashion, and I know it's difficult to see from where you're at, but Ben's got it, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Ben. And so that really all the lid is just sitting right here, and then there's a space, only about a 1/16 of an inch, that sits underneath the lid to allow the lid to vibrate. And so these 2 screws here, we're just fastening that lid to that first level of pocket inside the neck, and then so essentially the neck is assembled to or fastened to the lid. I set that both down into the box after having notched out the back and the front. And
So what does it sound like?
sounds-
That's what they're all waiting for.
yeah,
What the hell does
sorry,
it
it
sound
sounds
like?
really good.
Now this is strung with high open G strings, so you get that more trebly sound.
Exactly.
You go with the low open G, you'd get that growly, bluesier sound. So
Right.
give her a little run there.
And with the copper, there's a nice little copper slide that we have here as well. And you can tell, I mean, with that, I'm sitting a good 6 feet away from the camera, and I'm not even pointing towards the camera. The microphone, I'm sure, is picking up a great amount of sound, but not bad. I mean, it actually sounds terrific, and it's got these, you know, Shane Spiel signature tuners on it, which I'm always really psyched about. Nice open gear tuners.
I gotta say, think about how good a cigar box can sound. I gotta say, this is right up there with the best sounding actual cigar boxes.
Yeah.
And at this point, this kit, it comes completely blank. You can stain it, you can paint it, you can dye it, you can put a resonator cone in there. It's big enough for the 7-inch resonator cones we have. There's so many options for this basic box kit that it's...
And there really are. I mean, anybody who's seen anything that I might have contributed somewhere, like, I tend to do things really simple, really basic, like rusty old pickup trucks, but you could do nearly anything with this. Like Ben said, like with staining, any sort of design on it, whatever. And something that I have still yet to do is use a cone, nonetheless, you know, for a resonator guitar. Like, this is the perfect size for it. I think there's a lot of different directions that you can go with this, and I'm